Hello guys, welcome back to our 100 days coding challenge. Day one was exciting, day two was amazing, and this is day three. So we stopped at styles, HTML styles, if you can still remember, HTML styles, basically inline styling. All right, so we have three types of styling in HTML. We have the inline styling, which is what we did in our last meeting. We have the internal styling, where we need to put in our styling just at the header of our HTML file, and then we can then use that to style our HTML documents. And then we have the external styling that we have to use CSS and then link it to our HTML file. But let's just go through what we did the last time with our inline styling. So we'll have something like this. So let's say we have an H1. Sorry. Let's make this small letter. Let's say we have an H1 tag like this, and we say this is my header. I'm sure you already know all this. So here in our opening H1 tag, we need to then add style here, right? So we say style. And then here we need to then tell what style we want to give. Do we want to make it bolder? Do we want to increase the font size? Do we want to give it a background color? Do we want to align it? What exactly do we want to do? So let's say we want to give it a background color, right? And then we can just say the color should be maybe blue. Yeah. So you see, we say style, and then we call what we want to style. We want to style the background of our H1 text. So we say background, and then with our semicolon, with our colon, we give it a blue color, and then we say, and then we add a semicolon to close it. Of course, for every CSL file, every CSL line, you must end with a semicolon. So here we can actually change the shade of our blue if we want to, just to reduce the shade of our blue. And if you check, it has taken us to RGB, which we'll talk about pretty soon. All right, but it's still a blue color, but just a different shade of blue. So let's go and see what we have here. So you see, we've been able to style our H1 text. All right, so this is how we can style inline. So we can style anything. We can style anything. We can say H2, and this is, say, my second heading, and let's go and style it. The opening H1 tag, we say style, and we say what should we give to this? Let's say we want to change the font size or the font family. So font family is just like in Microsoft Word, they say you want to change from Calibra to Cosmic or to Area, just like that. So here we use font family. So what's the family of the font we want to use? So we can pick any of these. So let's pick any of this font family and use. So now we've given it font family, So we can add even more than one styling to a particular document. So it mustn't be just one styling. You can add more than one styling to a particular document. So let's view what we've done here. So here we've given it a style, right? So you see that the font is different from this, yeah? So that is how you can style inline using an HTML document. So let's move on pretty fast. So let's say we don't want to style inline. We want to have our styling at the top, and then we can use that to style, which will be a bit easier for us. So we can come here inside our header. Remember, inside the opening and closing header tag, inside our header, we can come here and then create our style here. All right, we can come and create our style here. Then between the opening and closing style tag, this is where we can put all our styles, right? So we can then say, for instance, we want to style the entire body of our document. We can say body. All right. Body. And here we can say, let's say background color. Let's give it a background color black. So what this simply means is that our entire Canva of the website now is going to be black, because we're picking the body of the website. We are saying that the body of the website should be black. So if we refresh now, you see that it is black. If we change it from black to another color, then it's going to display that color. So let's change it from black to another color. Ctrl S. Let's view and see. So it has changed. Yeah. So that is how you can style using the internal styling option. But like I said here, you have to put it at the top, right, from the header. So now you see the way we write this body, and then we open our curly braces, and then we pick what do you want to style. We want to style body. And which part of the body are we styling? We want to style the background. So we put a background color and we give it the color and we see it. So if we want to pick something else, so let's just have like H1 tag here. And this is, let's add the content to it. This is my heading, yeah. Let's have a P tag here. And let's give it a content. This is my text. And let's have H4 tag here and say this is my second heading. Okay, just something like that. Now, let's style it. So now we have to come after the curly braces of the body, of the background, remember? So we have closed that. So now we have to pick H1, and then curly braces. So let's give H1, let's just give H1, we're going to say color. Let's just give H1 color. We're going to say color. And then, so color means a text color, right? Background color means the background of that particular element you are trying to work on. And let's give it white. Let's just say color white, okay? So we are done with H1. So let's pick the P tag now. And the P tag, let's give it, I hope we are seeing this. The P tag, let me shift this so that you can better see this. Let's give the P tag and say let's say font size, that is the size of the font, and let's give it 100 pieces. So it's going to be very big. No, let's just make it 50 pieces. Yep. So let's go down and then let's pick our H4 tag, and our H4 tag, let's give it a background color, okay, or anything, but let's give it a background color. And let's say the background color will be blue. Okay, now let's save. So what we've done is basically to pick the content we have here in the body of our HTML elements, and then we try to style it, give it different styling. So like I say, you can have more than one style for a particular tag. So for instance, the P tag, we gave it font size 50, so we can still give it another styling. We can still give it color and say let the color be white. We can still give it another styling and say font family. Let's give it another font family. So you can give it as many styling as possible within the P tag. All right. So within the H1 tag, you can give it as many styling as possible. Within the H4 tag, you can give it as many styling as possible too. So let's go ahead and view what we've done thus far. Refresh. So here you see, this is my heading, and you see that here the font family looks different. The text look different because we gave it a different font family, and then we increase the font to 50 pieces. Here you see that we change the background to blue. Here we change the font color to white, right? So that is how you can style using the internal CSS styling in your HTML document. All right, I hope that is clear thus far. I hope that is clear. So that is how you can style using your internal styling, and it's pretty very simple. Very, 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 very simple. All you need to do is to put your styling at the top where you have the header, put your styling there, and you are good to go. All right. So that being said, let's move on. I'm sure that is clear. So let's move on. So this is how you can style, right? This is how you can style. I am going to remove this styling now. Okay, so I will just leave the styling itself, but let's remove the content and let's move on. Okay, so I believe that is pretty clear. It's straightforward. I believe that is clear. So you just need to try different styling options. You can try different styling options, color, font size, height, width. You can just play around with the different styling option. You know, that is how to beautify your website, like we've said before. So you can just start and see, okay, let me just try different styling and see. Like I say, there are a lot of things you can do with styling. A lot of things you can do with styling. But don't forget, always, if you want to style, make sure if you call the body, we pick the body element, you have your curly braces. Between the opening and closing curly braces tag, you can put as many styling as possible here. You can put font size and give it a size. You can put font family. You can put alignment. You can put height. You can put as many styling as possible under this, right? You can put as many styling as possible under the same thing. Just make sure you are between the opening and the closing curly braces for that particular tag, okay? So let's move on. So because we still be making use of style, so let's just leave the style up there, and let's come down to the body tag. The next thing we'll be talking about under HTML is formatting, HTML formatting. So basically, it has to do with text formatting. How we format our text. All right, how do we format our text to make it look different while we are writing our HTML code on that text? So the first formatting we're going to be looking at is the B tag. The B tag. Now the B tag, as your guess will be, it makes the text to be bolder, right? It makes the text to be bolder. So let's do something. Let me take this up first. Let's do something. We're going to say this text is bold. Okay. Now I want us to do something. I want us to put this B tag. Okay. Let's have a P tag first so that I can explain it better. This is my text, okay? So just anything for content. All right. So let's see the difference between the B tag and the P tag. Let's see the difference. So you see that the B tag looks bold and the P tag is not as bold as the B tag, right? So the B tag, when you put test between the B tag, so now let me show you what I wanted to do. I'm going to copy this B tag. And then, okay, so let me just cut it and then put it between the P tag like this, which will still work. And let's put some more tests here. This is my test area, my test is bold. Okay, just something like that. So let's say you want to lay emphasis on a particular area in your test and you want it to look bold. So you can, between your P tags, you can include a B tag just to make it bold, and so that someone, while reading, the person will know that, okay, this is of importance. Let me take a closer look at this. So let's just see. So you see that where we have the B tag is bolder. Can you see? Is bolder. You see, this is my test. This test is bold. So you see that that is bold. So that is how you can make a test bold and make it more pronounced, writing your code for people to know that, okay, this particular area, there's something of interest here that I need to stop and look at. Let's move on. So I'm just going to add the B arrow here. I'm sure we know what the B arrow tag does. Line break. So let's look at the next tag, strong. So I will have a P tag and then we'll have a strong tag between the P tag. So this is my test again, and let's add the strong tag to it. Strong. This is strong. All right. So let's view and see our test. So you see, this is my test, looks a bit faint, and then this is strong, looks bold. So you can use strong almost the same way you use your bold tag, just to make sure that you are saying that this text is of emphasis, this text is important. All right, so you can either write it alone or you can write it between your paragraph text. Okay, so let's look at our next. We use a BRU tag here, and let's look at our next tag. Our next tag will be I, the I tag. So the I tag, let's see, put that between the P tag so that you can see the difference. This is my test. And here, let's include our I tag, okay? I tag, we say this is italics, okay? So let's view and see. So you see, this is my test and this is italics. Now, is it possible to include both I tag and the B tag just to lay more emphasis on a particular test? Yes. So you can still enclose this with the B tag. So it will be bold and it will be italics, right? I hope that is clear. So that is another test formatting you need to note down. The next test formatting, these are not, I just want us to get this right. You need them from time to time, but these are not things you need to lay so much on. There are a lot of things you need to learn, but just pay attention so that when you see them, you know how they work, and then when you need them, you can actually use them in your HTML tag. The next is EM. So let's just go. This is my test, and EM. This is okay. So let's see. All right. So the EM tag and the italics tag do almost the same thing. So you see that it makes the text as if it's italic too, EM. So you can use this in your test, or you can use this, whichever one you think is best for you. So EM or I, all right. And then bold or strong. Let's look at the next tag. The next tag under text formatting. This is my test. The next tag will be, let's look at small. Let's look at small. This test is small. Okay, so before we view that, let's pick the next formatting. This is my test, and let's look at delete. This test is deleted. Okay, so let's save. So DL, short form for delete, then small. So let's view and see the formatting of these two tests. So you see, this text, it might not be as visible as, but if it's bolder, you will see that this text is a bit smaller as compared to this text. So small will make your text just a bit smaller. And then delete, we just write the text and then stroke through so that you know that this text has been deleted. I'm sure you've seen things like this on a website or a blog. So this is how you can do stuff like this. So the text you want to show as if it's deleted, you just add it between the DEL tag. You know, most times you see this on property website when they want to show that that property has been paid for, or when they want to show that there is a discount on the property. You can see they will write maybe 100 million, and then they stroke it through, and then they write 90 or 80 million to tell you that this is the new price, and the one that is strike through is the old price. So that is how you can use your delete formatting tag. So I think this tag is really very important, so you need to note that. All right, let's look at our next tag. So let's use our BRU, okay, a BRU tag here. And then let's look at our next formatting. Our next formatting will be insert. Insert. So this is my test, and let's include the insert. So like I said before, you can use the formatting on its own, or you can include it between a paragraph text and it will still work. This test is inserted. So let's just do something like, so this is just going to create something like an underline for it. So let's take our next tag so that we can just view it together. This is a test, and so let's take the next one, which is subscript. So sub is a short form for subscript. So this is okay, and let's take our last formatting for the day. And I'm sure we are getting used to this syntax already. You know, this is a test, and let's include the subscript, and say this is subscript. Okay, so let's go and view and see how all this look like. So here we have insert. You see, it just creates a line under the text for insert. For subscript, you just take the text a little bit below the height of the other text, you know, and then subscript, it takes it a little bit above the height of the other text. So you use this mostly when you are writing like mathematical equations, right? So for instance, we want to say something like p tag, we want to say something like 10, maybe raised to the power of something. So subscript be 10 raised to the power of 5, something like that. And so let's see that. So we'll see 10 raised to the power of 5 because of the use of superscript. So if you want to have it below 10, then you use subscript, yeah? So that is where this formatting comes handy. Like I say, you are going to be needing this while writing your test. So you need to make sure that you get your hands on all of this and try to work with them, try to, just play around with them. So like I told you, you can write them standing on their own, or you just want to include it with your P tag. You can write them standing on their own, or you want to include it with the P tag, okay? I hope that is clear. I hope that is clear. All right, let's move on. Let's move on pretty fast. We're going to delete all this inside the body. Remember, leave the opening body tag and the closing body tag, because this is where all your content is going to come in. So if we refresh, if we save this and refresh, go back to our website, we'll see that everything has been cleared off. Good. So let's go back and look at something really interesting. Now, we're going to look at comments. Basically, comments in HTML are very important, because when writing your code, there are times that your code will run up to thousands of lines. And so you want to make some notes in between the code to know that, okay, this is the hero section, and this hero section, this is the menu. This is where I have my navigation bar. This is where I have my mobile navigation. This is where I have my desktop navigation. And this is where I have my footer. This is where I have my contact and all that. So you want to include comments between your HTML code, right? So how do you include comment? We know that anything you write inside a body, it will be displayed on the web page. So how do you then include comment that will not be displayed on the web page, but it's visible to you as a developer to know that, okay, this is what is here, and this is why this comment is here. So let's see this. So we're going to write a P tag here and say, this is my test, just something like that. And let's pick another P tag and say, this is my other test. Okay. Now, I want to include here a comment. And the comment basically is just to let us know that this P tag and this P tag are in my Euro session, so that each time I'm looking for my Euro session, I can just come and say, okay, this comment, what is it talking about? Is Euro session. So how do you include a comment? So this is how you can write a comment. Your opening tag with an exclamation, and then with dash, that's double dash, and then you close it with dash dash and with your closing tag, yeah? So in between the two dash, we can then put something and say, this is my hero session. All right, something like this. So you see that this is showing green to show you that this is different from this other two. So if we load our website, refresh our website, you will see that we have this and this. This is my test. This is my other test. But this is my Euro session is not showing because this is a comment, right? Because this is a comment. Now, comment can also be very interesting. Let's say in your website, you are trying to debug. So debugging simply is that your code is not working perfectly the way you want it to work. Your code is misbehaving. You are writing something, you're expecting a different output, you're getting a different output, and then you're trying to see what area in my code is making this code not to function properly. You can use a function called debugging, right? So debugging simply will just help you to see, okay, take out this section of the code and run the website, let's see. If it doesn't work, you take out another section. So instead of deleting your website face by face, you can use comment to comment out a particular area, reload their website and see if it's going to work. If it doesn't work, you comment out another section just like that until you're able to debug and find out where the code is wrong. So I will just copy this, copy, and paste here, and then paste again, and then paste again, right? Yes. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's view our website and see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now, for clarity, let's just add B arrow here. And maybe here. So let's view our website again and see. Okay, yeah, we'll have the space. Fine. Now, guys, pay attention. I want us to hide this. Okay, let's hide this. 1, 2, 3, the 3 lines. We want to debug and see what is wrong with our code. How do we do that? We're going to use comment. We're going to use comment to do that. So we're going to hide 1, 2, 3, right? So here we'll write our comment and then exclamation mark with a double dash. So I'm going to cut this and then I will take it under the last line. So here I will write this and I will close it. Okay. Now pay attention, guys. So what I did here is, remember here our comment, we just put our comment on a straight line because we just want it to be on a straight line. But here we are saying every content here is now a comment inside the here. So between the 2 first dashes I use and then the last 2 dashes here, we have this content, which is the same thing as this. We have 2 dashes here, we have 2 dashes here, and we have content inside. So here, but we're just saying that here, because we want to debug, we are commenting out these 3 lines. So we use our tag, exclamation and 2 dash here, and then at the end of where we want to pick, we drop the closing tag for the comment, and then we save. Now, if we refresh now, you see that we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines, and the 3 lines will not be there again. That's because we've commented out the 3 lines. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is where comment come in handy. So we'll have, like a sentence comment, and then we'll have just a line comment. Like I said, a line comment simply is just to help you know that, okay, this is what this code is all about. This is the Euro section, this is the contact section, this is about us section, this is the footer section and all that. Or maybe you are still working on something and you have an image you're supposed to insert and you're still working on the image. You can just use a comment to comment and say, okay, an image to be added here, working on, something. But if you are debugging, then you can use the sentence comment where you need to include the opening tag of the sentence at the top where you want to start from, and then use the closing tag of the comment where you want to stop debugging. All right. I hope that is pretty clear. I hope that is clear, guys. I hope that is clear. All right. Let's move. I want us to move very fast today. And I say we're going to get back to something. So let's just go back to it already. The next thing we want to look at is colors in HTML. We want to look at colors in HTML. All right, I hope this comment is clear. So I'm just going to remove this. So we want to look at colors in HTML. We might not be able to exhaust it, but let me just introduce this to us. We already did a bit of it where we use color to change the background, use color to change the text color. But let's go down deep into colors again. All right, so we can use like our normal primary colors, the orange, blue, gray, violet, black, white. We can use those colors, and then we can also use a mixture of colors. We have the header colors, and then we have the RGB colors. We'll get to that briefly. Okay, now we have our styling here. So I'm just going to do something. Don't worry about this for now. Don't worry about what I just did here for now, but I just want to use that to, we'll still get to that where I will introduce that to us, but for now, I just want to use that to make sure I drive home some points. Okay. Okay. So we already have our style here. So we want to style this. We want to just color this. So I will just pick I'll just pick one and I'll say color and I'll give it black, just like that. Okay, and then I will pick two and I will say color and I will give it violet. Okay, so let's save this. So what I've just done is picking this P and picking this P, but I gave them names so that I'm able to pick them one after the other. So that if I say P, it means I'm picking everything here P. But for me to be able to pick them one after the other, even though they are the same P tags, then I need to give them names, calling them in classes and giving them names, something like that. But we'll still get to that so that you don't get too confused. We'll still get to that. All right. Now, so the other one is not showing because every other text is still black. So if we change it from black, then it should show. But you can see that we have here, this is violet, right? So let's just change this from black. Let's change it to blue. Okay, so now you see it's showing blue. So now, why am I able to target them is just because I gave them names. But like I said, don't worry too much about that. We'll still get back to that. Okay, so that is how you can use colors in HTML, right? Using colors in HTML. Now, but what if I don't want to use blue? Because there are some colors that you might not even know the name, but you just like the color. You just like the color, but you don't know the name. What if I don't want to use this color? What do I do? Then you can use what we call the hexagonal colors, or you can use what we call the RGB colors. So RGB colors are actually color numbers. So if I turn this from that blue we have to something like this, you see that this number is changing. So this arrow stands for red, the G stands for green, and then the B stands for blue. So that's what we call RGB. RGB, red, green, and blue. So it's a mixture of the three that gives you these colors. So if I decide to change this, it changes the number. Can you see? It changes the number. So I can move this around and pick a number. So you can go to your internet because you're looking for color. Just type RGB colors. Tap and then it will pop out for you. You will see different RGB colors, and if you move it around, it can also move, and then if it gets to the color you want to pick, just tap on it and copy it, and then you can take it to your website also, or you can simply just do it the way I'm doing it here. So if I move this around, it's going to change the color for me, right? It's changing the color for me. So this is what we call RGB color, right? Where you can just include a particular RGB color to your work. So if we save this now and refresh, you see that this is, we didn't save that. Ctrl S. Yep. So this is now green, yeah? Violet, and this is green. So that is how you can use your RGB colors, and then just pick them. Like I said, you don't need to know the names of the color. If you know the color you want to use, go to the internet, just check for color palettes. You see them, use either RGB or use hexagonal colors. All right. Now, we are going to stop here for today, and then we will continue tomorrow. We'll continue tomorrow in our next class. So guys, thank you so much for joining. I hope you've got value from today's class. See you tomorrow. God bless you.